Welcome back. It's Latoya Q, and we are diving into day 4. Now, I have to apologize before we even get started. Yesterday, I had a lot going on, and I had to deal with myself. And so, to share content with you, I have to make sure I'm grounded. So, I want to share content with you today that's an even deeper dive, and it's going to take a little bit, okay? Today is about healing your inner child, finding safety within yourself. Have you ever felt like your past hurt is affecting you today, affecting how you make decisions, affecting how you choose relationships, affecting what you allow in your life? We're going to talk about that. Even as adults, our inner child is always seeking love, always seeking safety. Let's talk about creating safety and love for yourself no matter what you've experienced in your past. Let's start by recognizing wounds that your inner child still carries. Our childhood shapes how we see the world, how we see our relationships, how we see dynamics, how we see what we ultimately want to become. And if any part of that inner child, when you were a child, felt unsafe, felt hurt, felt unloved, felt betrayed, felt rejected, then you are going to have to deal with that pain. You can avoid it all you want. You can run from it all you want. You can even try to mask it all you want, but until you deal with it, it's going to deal with you. You may have grown up, but your inner child still needs to find safety. It still needs to feel safe. It still needs to feel the warmth. It still needs to feel nurtured. It still needs to feel love. And so it's going to be up to you to give it to yourself. Now, this one is deep, so let's do some breathing exercises together because it's very important. So we're going to do a few breathing I coined my breathing exercise 5-3-5. That's 5 seconds that you inhale through your nose, 3 seconds that you hold it, and then 5 seconds that you exhale through your mouth. We're going to do a few rounds of this because if you are someone who has to still deal with your trauma, you are still dealing with the unhealed parts of yourself, it requires you to dive deep within yourself and bring that energy up. And if you're not quite ready to deal with it, it'll affect how you breathe, which affects your immune system. It affects your focus and your clarity. It affects how you digest food and digest content. So let's do some breathing exercises together. Even if you need to pause this, go ahead and pause this. But let's do some breathing exercises together so that we can get grounded and that we can get clear on our state of being. Okay? So inhale through your nose, 5 seconds. Hold your breath for 3 seconds, and then exhale through your mouth for 5 seconds. You ready? Here we go. Hold it for 3 seconds, and then exhale through your mouth, blowing. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Let's be honest, you may not have been able to control the situation or the experiences when you were a child, but you can control those experiences that you relive today. How you tell the story, how you see the visions, how you hear audibly what you felt or thought at that time. And it's important for you to recognize when you're feeling these triggers or when you're feeling this way now so that you can really start addressing the concerns that your body is holding. Your body may be seeking the validation of that pain, or maybe seeking the resolution of that experience. But if you keep pushing it away and hiding it away, you're not really dealing with it. And so your body continues to look for you to deal with those issues, to deal with that pain. And so you'll always have this reoccurring cycle of needing to deal with it until you heal it. The power you can give yourself today is the power that you were seeking at that time. You don't have to go back and relive it. You don't have to go back and recreate the scenario. You don't have to go back and recreate those relationships. What you can do is you can sit with it now. You can really address what you were feeling, what you were seeing, and what you wish would have happened then. If you would have wished someone stood up and protected you, that means you're going to need to stand up and protect yourself now. And if you haven't created boundaries in your life and you're allowing relationships that are unhealthy, you're allowing actions and behaviors that are not serving, you will continue to have to deal with the emotions and those feelings. You're going to have to deal with the resistance that your body is continuing to hold. Here's why. If you don't deal with it now, it creates dis-ease in your body. It affects the chemical and molecular structure of your body. And so you will cause dis-ease, illness, sickness, pain to continue to surface up in you because you are not dealing with it in the way that is healthy. By acknowledging your needs and caring for the inner child that you still have, you are able to then address the concerns that you are really needing to address. Are you feeling scared? Are you feeling alone? Are you feeling vulnerable, but in a space that is not a safe vulnerable? Are you feeling unloved? Are you feeling unheard? Those are what you're going to want to really bring up to the surface so that you can recognize what you need. By acknowledging your needs, acknowledging your inner child, you are able to start caring for yourself in the way that you need now. I'm going to share an affirmation with you. This affirmation I wrote down, so I'm just going to read it to you, okay? You can put it on pause after I say it and repeat it back to yourself. I am safe now. I give my inner child the love, protection, and care that I always deserved. I am safe now. I give my inner child the love, protection, and care that I always deserved. I am safe now. I give my inner child the love, protection, and care that I have always deserved. Now imagine yourself now. Imagine meeting your younger self. So one thing that I've done and I had to do, and I did this exercise, and that's what required me even to sit with myself. As much as most of us want to say, I'm healed, I'm okay, I'm good. When we really start bringing up our own internal battles and our own internal issues, we have to sit with ourselves. Well, what I'm going to encourage you to do is go in your mind and take a seat. You're going to meet your inner child today. You're going to sit down with the child that you once were. You're going to hold that child's hand, and you're going to affirm to that child who you are today and how they are safe today. You're going to affirm this child. You are safe with me. You are protected with me. You are loved with me. I protect you now. I cover you now. I pray for you now. I don't let anyone talk to you, touch you, treat you, or even make you feel like you're not protected and safe. If you need to, get out a pen and a pad and write your inner child the letter that your inner child deserves. If you wish someone would have said certain things to you, sit down and affirm to your inner child all the things that you desired, needed, and wanted someone to say to you. How they never rejected you, how they never ever left you alone, how they never ever left you unloved. Affirm to that child who you are today and what you give to that child of the past. Because we need to rewrite your inner child's story. One of the safest and easiest ways to heal your inner child is to sit down and tell your story over again. But you tell this story over in the way that your inner child feels peace, feels love, feels hope, feels joy. Maybe you've been retelling a story for so long that you still feel unsafe, that you feel like you can't trust anyone, that you feel like you're alone in this world. You will need to retell your story to yourself, to your inner child, in a way that changes the narrative, changes the way that you saw life, changes the way that you saw people, changes the way that you saw the world. Today, you have the power to retell your story, to reframe your mind, to take a new life and a new action and go in a direction that heals, that gives joy, that brings light, that brings hope. Your past does not define you, and you have the choice to create a new life for yourself. As you're writing the story that your inner child has, take the power back for that child. Write in how you step in as an adult and how you step in and you've changed everything for this child. Write down how you care about yourself, what you do for self-care, what you do for your self-love. Write in how you use your day and create rituals around how you affirm yourself, how you pour into yourself. If it's how you get up in the morning and you stretch, how you get up in the morning and go look in the mirror, how you make your breakfast or your coffee, or how you set out for choosing your own clothes, or how you how you even bathe yourself, whatever it is, write it in how this child is now loved and cared for, and how this child is just well nurtured, well protected. Now, I have to just plug in here my own personal experience with this exercise. This exercise required me to ground quite a bit. Here's why. There's a story that the inner child continues to tell, and it continues to tell a story in a way that supports the experience that it was feeling, or that I was feeling, or you are feeling. You tell this story over and over again. Sometimes you're not even saying it out loud. Sometimes you tell the story by your intentions, how you treat yourself, what you allow, how you connect with others. You allow people to say or do certain things because, well, hey, that's what you're used to. But when you can recognize it and then you can retell it, you can say to yourself, we don't allow that anymore. I might have used to do that. Or I might have allowed that. Or I might have saw that and didn't think anything of it. Or I might not have had boundaries in this way. But now, this is how I choose to live. When you ground yourself and then you begin to pour love into your inner child, those places in you that were dark, those places in you that were lonely, those places in you that were confused or afraid, those particular places begin to heal. They're not scabbing up. They are truly healing from the inside out. You don't have to tell anybody and everybody what you've been through. You can just share with your inner child how safe you are now and how you have chosen to look at what has happened to you as a way of being healed and healthy. You have had that experience then, so you don't have to continue to have the experience now. And affirm yourself. I trust myself to create a safe and loving life now. I trust myself to create a safe and loving life now. I trust myself to create a safe and loving life now. Again, this one is pretty deep. So if you need to do some more breathing exercises, pause this video, do some breathing exercises, continue to write. If you need to continue to do that in a few cycles, do some breathing exercises, go for a walk, stretch, get back into your body, stay, because you can be in your head a little bit on this one. But take your time, breathe through it, ground in it, and then continue to affirm your inner child. And as your inner child begins to free, feel those emotions. Don't fight against them. If you're requiring yourself to cry, if you require yourself to scream, if you require yourself to just tap in, and where you are angry, you're frustrated, whatever it may be, let those feelings surface up. Because what will happen is your body will no longer have a resistance where it's holding stress, holding tension, and holding fear. You don't have to live in that anymore. This is your opportunity to free that inner child so that your inner child can have an experience in this life that is well worth it. It's a life of just expression, a life of sanity, okay? A life of peace, a life of joy, a life of certainty, a life that's just absolutely safe. This is your time. This is your season. You don't have to go 20 years, 10, 15 years. You don't have to go any more years retelling a story that is always painful. This is your opportunity to say, I did experience this. I did feel this way. I did have these thoughts, but now I take my power back and I have full-on control on how I live from this day forward. Listen, I'm not going to diminish your pain. What you experienced is absolutely what you experienced. And what you felt and carried from that experience is absolutely real. So I will not take that from you. But what I will say to you is that you don't have to stay in the pain. You don't have to stay in that hurt. You don't have to wait on an apology, and you don't have to wait on anyone to validate how you feel. But you absolutely have the power to give yourself love and the nurturing and the care that you do deserve. You can heal from your past, and you can step into your present whole, because you are whole. You step into your present complete, because you are complete. You step into your present time, giving yourself absolutely everything you need. And anyone coming into your life, or that is in your life now, that does not meet the standard, the boundaries, the the life that you're creating now, if they're not meeting those needs and expectations that you have for yourself now is the time to let them go. You are the empowered person that you've been waiting for. If you're ready to dive deep, go ahead and go to my Stan Store. You can book a coaching call or consultation call. You can book just a session with me if you just need someone to listen and hear you out. Sometimes giving sound to those feelings, giving sound to those thoughts allows you to really process them, because as long as you sit in them and you stir in them, you may spiral in or spiral out. And you don't want to spiral any which way. What you want to do is bring it to the surface, recognize it and acknowledge it, give it sound, and then give yourself the power that you need to speak life into that dark place that you once held. You don't have to do it alone. You don't have to do it afraid. I'm just here to help. Again, my name's Latoria Q. If you need to rewatch this video, if you need to do some more breathing exercises, if you have to continue to journal, take a few days to do it. It may not be easy. It may be really hard for you. But either way, go ahead and get it done, because you deserve to live the life that you ultimately want to live. Bye, y'all. Bye, baby.